Hello, I'm Sinead and I'm a professional volleyball player. You are watching Scoreboard on Axe Television Network.
When was that? Last year was the last time you did that.
From us to you. Thank you for having us here. It really means a lot to us. It's for the kids. And this is for the manager.
Thank you so much.
And here is another ball. Thank you very much. All the best to you and the New Year's and for the kids.
Thanks a lot and all the best to you and the rest of your team as well. Yeah.
To our final edition of Scoreboard here on Axe 25 for the year 2015. Before I go further, I just want to take this opportunity to thank you all the viewers for your support, and I really look forward for a greater support in 2016. And to end off our 2015 edition, we have a very special guest with us on tonight's program. We have Sinead Jack. And Sinead is a Trinidad and Tobago and also a professional volleyball player back home on short holiday, and we want to take this opportunity to thank her for coming here and giving us this interview. Welcome to Axe 25.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks. Tell us a bit about you, your career, and what's it like being a pro volleyball player?
Basically, I started off when I was 12 going on 13. I played no sports at all, so I wasn't really athletic, I had no confidence. But then I went to Fen Mohammed, which is in Marabella with my grandmother, and one of the senior players called Crystal Esdell, she saw me and she asked me, "You play any sports?" I told her no, and she was in shock because I was so tall for a 12-year-old, you know. So she immediately took my number and she gave it to Mr. Terence Honoré. But I didn't expect anything to come out of it, But the next day he called and he wanted to see me, so he gave me details, where to meet him and stuff like that. And that is when I went to my first training practice in Pleasantville Indoor. And straight after, the next week, I went straight to the national team. Yeah.
That's what you call a miracle.
I know, right? I was in shock. So the national coach, Francisco Cruz, we call him Panchi.
That's a guy from Cuba.
Yes, he's from Cuba. So he took me in. The first training session, I threw up,
Fright?
I didn't do any kind of sports. Like, I did little sports in primary school, but it wasn't anything serious, So he didn't expect me to come back at all. But right after I came back, and I trained really, really hard because, I wanted to do something, Then after, I made my first tournament in 2008. And after that, some years after playing, Sean Morrison, he also plays on the male national team. His agent needed a player for Poland. This is my first contract ever in Poland. I played there for 3 years. So from playing there, one of the coaches from Poland, right now he's my coach in Russia.
So you're actually in Russia right now?
So I'm in Russia right now. So he contacted me. I gave him contacts to my agent. and they started to speak or whatnot, and now I'm in Russia.
Now, it's like a fairy tale journey, you know, after a week or two, you know, in the national team. Going through the career, you never played any sport, but you landed with volleyball. Were there any times after that now where you got this athletic fever that you looked at any other sport, maybe netball, basketball, anything like that?
Well, not really, because I know that I'm not really good at sports. Like, no matter what sports I try, I'm not good at it.
Except volleyball.
Except volleyball. I wasn't shocked, you know? So when I said, okay, well, I'm good at this, I'm going to stick to this, you know? Like, yes, I had offers from netball coaches, basketball coaches, but I actually fell in love genuinely with the sport, so I stick to it.
What motivates you to keep going and to excel, you know, because you have acquired a lot of accolades since being in the sport. Tell us about that.
Really, what inspired me was when I was 3, I was a very sickly child. Like, I would get sick and I almost died. So God given me, this is a second chance God gave to me.
For a purpose.
So a purpose. So I said, this is my purpose. This is what He gave me a second chance to do. So I'm going to stick this out, you know. So this is one of the reasons why.
Now, volleyball has, I think you made your pro career started in 2010, right?
Yes.
How was that for you, having to leave home and Poland and Russia, countries not what we will really, you know, look forward to going to. You know, people mostly to the States, to Canada. But these two, how did you, you know, transform?
Honestly, it was really difficult because I'm an only child. Like, I'm the baby of the house, you know, like I'm the only one. So it's always mommy or grandma, and I don't have them there. But one of my teammates, Shannon Thompson, she also went to Poland with me. So she really helped me, motivated me. There were times when I was like, I just want to go home, I want to quit, you know. But she helped me. She told me to pray all the time, you know, like go to God, like He can help me, you know, like this. So like having that like support system, it was really good for me because I'm always by myself, you know, I'm the only child, so it was really difficult adapting to the cold because the cold is different. To American cold is really, really cold, you know. So that is what really helped me.
Leaving volleyball in Trinidad, which is of a standard, and going to these countries which the sport is of a higher standard, how did you adapt, you know? Were there times when you struggled a bit? Or?
Yes. Because basically the girls there, they started from ages 8, maybe younger, you know. And from me, I started at 12, which is really old in the volleyball life, you know, to start. So it was really difficult, like the technique training and stuff like this. We don't do as much technique training in the national team as we do in professional. So it was, you can see like some of the girls were getting really frustrated with us because like really easy balls, it will go like left, you know. But eventually we adapt and it worked out.
Now, representing Trinidad and Tobago, take me through that journey, you know, to some of the major competitions and some of the accomplishments that you have gathered from that.
Well, my first tournament was in Colima for Pan American Cup. We have Pan American Cup every year. We also have Nausicaa. We qualify for Nausicaa when we play CVC, which is the Caribbean Volleyball Championship. So when we place first, we automatically qualify for Nausicaa. We have World Qualifiers, which we have next year to qualify for Worlds. My first really big achievement was in Nausicaa 2013, where I got Best Blocker. My position is middle blocker. So I got Best Blocker, and I was also named on the All-Star team.
That was in 2014?
In 2013.
2013.
Yeah. I got Best Blocker a few times in CVC and in World Qualifiers. Also, when we played last year in Trinidad, in UE, I got Best Blocker.
How do you rate the standard, the standard of the game in Trinidad to outside?
The level outside is extremely high. It's really, really, really like here to Trinidad down there because they have a volleyball history. Like they go way back, like, you know, 1980, you know, and Trinidad is now developing, you know. So it's really high. It's really intimidating sometimes because the level is different, you know. So you want to, you know, you are playing you have a certain level and they have a higher level to you. So you want to like be there with them. So it kind of gives you like a motivation to fight, you know. So.
What would you like to achieve in your career?
My goal is to be named one of the best middle blockers in the world, to be the #1 blocker in the world as well, for us to make it to the Olympics, so my national to make it to the Olympics and to Grand Prix.
When you look at this standard in Trinidad, do you think insufficient is done for the sport of volleyball, or do you see that more could be done?
A lot more can be done. Like we need more exposure, like the exposure football and like running and stuff. Like we have the potential to make it as far, but we don't have the support system that we really need to work hard. Like no training venues, like training once or twice a week, you know, like we need more training time, and I think we would succeed.
Abroad, how often do you all train?
Well, with my club, we train 7 days a week. Sometimes we get 1 day off. We train twice a day for 3 hours.
Okay. I know that you're pursuing, is it business? Right, so you have to mix the sport and times to study. How do you mesh the two together?
It's
difficult.
It is difficult because unlike getting a volleyball scholarship to go to school, the main priority is school. But in professional, it's volleyball, so it's really hard. When I went to Poland with Shannon, we did our bachelor's in business, but because of the difficulties with the team and stuff like this, like we had to leave 1 year earlier. But right now, I'm just playing volleyball in Russia, but I want to finish my studies next year.
What division you play?
We play Super League.
Okay, that's the
highest in Russia.
Yeah. And what's the position that you all are right now, like in the league?
Right now we are at 4th position. This is my 3rd year in Russia. Okay. So the first year we came 5th. Last season we came 3rd. So we are looking to either remain the same or go higher.
Are you the only, or are there more overseas players on the?
In Russia, they can only have 2 foreign-based players. For the past 2 seasons, we had another girl from Cuba, but she got injured in the middle of the season last year. So second half, it was only me. This year, we have another girl from Belarus.
Okay.
So there's only 2 of us.
So I guess that over the past 4 years, you have learned a little Russian because you have to be moving about, you know? How is the language?
It's okay because the assistant coach, he speaks really good English. Okay. He was a professional tennis player, so he knows really good English. And some of the girls also, they know really.
You know, from time to time you hear, people who are spiritually, and close to their God, when they go into sports, sometimes they find it difficult because you're going into a group of people, let's say a group of 12 on a team, and your views might be slightly different, right? But you have to be associated with them because they are on the team. How do you, bridge the gap? How do you function? Because I'm sure that during discussions they might be talking things that, not too.
Well, in Russia, they are not really much Catholics, like they don't celebrate Christmas in Russia at all.
So that's why I come home.
So, and my family always encourages me to pray all the time, no matter what, just pray and just talk to him. Like there's not a special time to pray. You can talk to him, you can just say, thank you, and and always thank God for what you have and what you don't have. Like this is what my family teaches me, you know, like always be thankful no matter what, because of him you are here right now, and there's always a time and a season for everything, and it's God's time, and nothing will happen before his timing or after. Everything is his timing, you know. So I definitely try to always keep him in my life, no matter what, things going my way, not going, you know. This is very important to me. Because of him, I am here right now where I am.
Now, looking back at your career, what would you say so far is the highlight or the greatest accomplishment so far in your career?
My greatest accomplishment right now, being named one of the best middle blockers in CVC, right? In CEV, sorry, in CEV. There's a little clip on Facebook. I don't know if you saw or not, but being named, I was in all 3 categories: one to watch, spectacular net actions, and I was also named on the dream team. So this is something that it really meant a lot to me, because everyone is watching, you know. Little me from Trinidad, like Trinidad is a little island, so to accomplish this right now is really good, and I hope to achieve what I really want.
Were there times when you felt like, that's it, you know, there's not much excitement in the sport again? Or, you know, sometimes you go through, you know, periods where, you know, you have your ups and your downs. How do you deal when, you know, when that time comes?
When that time comes, I immediately talk to my mom, and she immediately say, you know what to do, pray. Pray about it. Go to God and talk to him about it. The feeling won't go right away, but a short time after, you know, it would. So my family always supports me no matter what. So they help me a lot, because I'm alone in Russia, you know, it's me alone. So they always try to, you know, guide me and tell me what to do and be there for me, although it's far, you know.
From time to time we see young people in sports, you know, going through and they're very successful, and then all of a sudden you see that when the pressure arises, they can't cope, you know, or sometimes the success tends to take you off of, you know, the journey that's ahead of. What advice will you give to young athletes, especially young women who are in sports? Because we hear so many things, you know, so many sometimes, you know, negative things that what they will do in order to gain success or to hold on to the position in the team. What advice will you give to them?
I will tell them to work really hard, pray, and don't give up, because nothing is easy. You won't get it today, you won't get it tomorrow, but hard work really pays off, you know. Like, don't believe in yourself. You are your own critic, you know, so, yeah.
Beach volleyball. What's your thoughts on beach volleyball? And would we see you one day going over to that?
Honestly, we are not really allowed to play beach and indoor at the same time.
Because you are a professional.
Not only because of me being professional, because of it's kind of slows us down a little bit. This is what I was told, you know, by my coaches. But maybe for fun, I really don't know. But right now, indoor is my lover. Right now, it has my heart. So.
Okay. So what's next on the agenda for the Trinidad and Tobago volleyball team? Where you all focus right now?
Right now, we are focused on CVC.
When is that?
CVC is in July. We don't really have the dates right now, exactly when in July, but it's in July.
So then you have to come back home to join the team.
Yes, I will be back maybe in May, April. April, May, yeah.
You know, I think you were nominated again in 2015 for the FCB Sports Award. You were nominated in 2010, 2013, and
2014, I think.
2014, I think, yeah.
2013, 14, and...
Yeah. Tomorrow you'll be up there. What do you think your chances are?
I don't know. It's kind of difficult, because I know that all the athletes, we work really hard. Just some of us have more achievements than some. But if it's meant to be, it will be. But it would be really ecstatic if I would win. I really want to.
Outside of volleyball, what do you do to relax and to, relieve that stress?
You want to know the truth?
Yeah.
Eat.
Well, people who want to lose weight, looking at this program, need to start to eat, because you're eating and maintaining. But then again, with the sport and the
you're always working out no matter what. Like, I'm here and my coach is sending me a program.
Okay.
So I still have to be working while I'm here.
Well, that's a strange stress reliever. But anyway, we need to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk a bit more about the sport of volleyball and what sort of changes that you would like to see. Viewers, you are viewing Scoreboard here on Television Network, and we are speaking to Sinead Jack, and we're speaking about the sport of volleyball. We'll be right back after the short break. Welcome back, viewers. Welcome back to Scoreboard here on Television Network. Sinead, before we took the break, we heard so much about your overseas trips and the progress you have made outside. But when we come back home, let's look at volleyball in Trinidad and Tobago. I know we talk briefly on it, but are there avenues that you would like to see, some sort of change, to develop the sport? Because you said that the sport is not recognized as maybe football and cricket, but the potential is there.
Yeah.
But if you had the opportunity to make changes to get the sport to where it's supposed to be, what are some of the changes you would make?
Well, for one, we need training venues to actually train, to put in the work. We need...
Some would say we have the indoor complex. Is that not sufficient, or you have to share that with other sports?
We have to share it with other sports. Like in foreign countries, they have their own sports hall for that particular sport and that particular team. So that's the only thing. They don't have to share. Once the national team is in this city, this arena, it's for only them to train. So they train sometimes like 3 times a day, for 3 hours.
Without interruption.
Without any interruption. We need training camps, stuff like this, We need more exposure, like little tournaments, like friendly tournaments. So I think this will help the development,
Because normally when there's a competition and they pick the national team, you all are just in training. There is no practice games, or you're having football, to get you all up to that standard before you go to the...
No. The most practice games we will have is like playing against us, or maybe sometimes playing against the senior men,
But do you think that is, what should I say? Do you think that does anything for you all?
No, it doesn't do anything. To me, it doesn't do anything for us, We just need to go out there and play like a higher level, like the girls, because no girl is going to jump like how the men jump, So we need to go out there and...
Now, we said it during the break that it's 3 of you all who are professionals right now, 3 females.
4 of us.
4 females?
Yeah.
And 1 male.
Yes,
right?
1 male.
And looking at the performance of the up-and-coming volleyball players, do you think that there should be more of you all, getting those break outside? And what is the the reason why we're not seeing more people from the Volleyball Association being, playing professional outside?
Yes, I absolutely believe that there should be more of us out there to represent the red, white, and black. Honestly, it's the level. The level in Trinidad, like I said, it's really, really low.
But what can be done is it that you want like a different standard of coaching, or is it the coaches not up to that level to take you all, higher? Or what's the reason?
Honestly, I don't think it's the coaches. I don't believe that it's the coaches. I think it's the fact that we don't have the training materials. We don't have the venues. Like the girls, we have a group, so they always, talk about when it's training and whatnot. And sometimes they train once a week, sometimes for 2 hours, and that is not enough. We need to be training consistently.
But isn't that the responsibility of the Volleyball Association to make sure that, there's more, or the coach, I should say, that, because he's the person in charge of the team, right? So is it that he's supposed to lobby for more training days or something like that?
At the end of the day, it's the federation. They have to organize everything because it's their job to organize the trainings and stuff like that. It's not really his responsibility. It's the coach. Is to train the players, to have the proper techniques and, the proper level and stuff like this. But like the venues and stuff like this, it's the federation's problem.
I know you hold the record for the juniors in a major tournament. Do you want to talk about that?
It was Youth Nausicaa in Puerto Rico. I think it was 2008, so I got best scorer. This was my first really big achievement, in Nausicaa.
Going back to where we just started to speak, you told me about the quick transition of the learning the sport and getting onto the national team. When you reflect back now on that, what would you say really caused that quick, adapt to the level that you could have been selected on a national team? Because if you tell somebody you start a sport today and within 2 weeks you make a national team, how on earth a person can do that? But looking back now, what would you say was the reason for you to,
I guess determination, like fighting because there were other girls, older girls, And
then you remember you're not playing sport, you have to learn the rules, you have to learn, and from when you started, you took the position of middle blocker, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't know what a middle blocker was?
No,
you
I didn't know
the function, how, to jump, and in 2 weeks?
I guess he saw the potential in me, and I guess he saw what I could do, Like a coach can really look at a player and be like, well, she is going to be somebody, I know. So I guess this is what he saw, and he never gave up on me, So I think this is not disappointing him. This was really, I guess, one of the reasons, I guess.
The position you played, middle blocker, how important is this position on the team, and how difficult it is to play that position?
To me, all positions are important. We basically help the pins, the outside and the opposite, to block, to draw one another. So we basically run from side to side. We also help by drawing 2 players to block us, so that's leaving the pins with 1 player. So it gives more option to either attack cross or you can attack line. So you basically help the pins to block.
You're still pretty young, so you have a lot more volleyball to play. But after volleyball, what is Sinead's plans for life?
Honestly, my dream is to have my own clothing line. I want my own business. This is my dream from ever since. So I'll be working on this. This is what I really want, and when I want something, I will really go and try to grab it, Like our national coach will always say, when you have an opportunity, grab it, like get it, because you don't know when you're going to get it back. So this is the plan, one of the plans for my future.
Is there any player or players outside there who you pattern yourself after, who you look up to?
Honestly, I look up to Crystal Esdell, and I guess they're from other teams, from the USA team. I also look at the middle blockers. They're really good. So I always see them play, and I'm like, I want to be just like them, you know? So I really want to work hard. Like, seeing what they accomplish is like, I know I can do the same.
I know you have not accomplished everything as yet, but when you look at your game, in what areas do you see that you still need work to be done? And, you know, how far are you off from being, you know, one of the top volleyball players?
Honestly, when I look at the middle blockers out there, I see their techniques are a lot different than mine. So one thing I really want to work on is my blocking technique. It's not really 100%. And in order for me to achieve my accomplishments, I really need to work on my blocking a lot. And that is when the training venues come in, for me to work, to put in my work, because I won't be away on professional duties like for the whole year. Like for 4 months, I'll be in Trinidad, and I need to train to keep my level in order for me to keep my contract. Because at the end of the day, I have signed the contract, and I have to fulfill this.
Okay.
So I have to keep my level.
How long is your season?
8 months.
8 months, continuous volleyball, and then you come back home. Would we see you, you know, maybe one day, you know, you said you want to deal with young people, but going to schools, you know, because we think that sports should really start at a very tender age and not wait till you reach 10, 11, and 12. Will we see you sometime in the future, you know, coming back and maybe going to primary schools? And is there a league in the primary school?
Yes, they have school leagues. I really don't remember.
I'm not sure for the primary school.
Not for the primary schools, for the secondary schools. I know they are for sure.
But again, that is when you reach
exactly, an older age.
Yeah, older age, where it should be at a younger age, because when you look at football abroad, you have 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds already in academy. And when you look at some of the names of the players who are making it big today, right, you can track back to see that they started at a very thing. And I think that is one of our problems here in Trinidad and Tobago, where we start everything either late in either training or whatever it is, or getting into sports. You know, we start at a late age, which is difficult for us.
Exactly.
You know,
I agree.
So when you go back, what's next on the agenda for you? When your season starts back?
My season starts back on the 12th of January, but we have training camps in between to get us ready. For the league, we are playing in 2 leagues right now, which is CEV Champions League, where this is the 2 top teams in each league play against one another from different countries like Turkey and France and all these, and well, my Russian league. So.
But you said earlier you played in Poland, right? How was that stint there? How long were you there for?
3 years.
3 years.
3 years, because I also went to school there, so it had to be a long period of time. So we were there for.
You can talk some good Polish.
A little. It's a little rusty. It's been a while.
So when you were in Poland, you were by yourself?
No, I was with Shannon Thompson.
Okay, and she's with you in.
No, right now she's in Turkey.
Oh, okay.
She's
So
based in Turkey.
so you are in Russia by yourself right now?
Yes, right now I'm by myself.
Okay. So, what do you miss most of all back home?
What I miss most of all, the Trini food, doubles, the roti. Apart from my family, yes, I love no place like home.
What I want to ask you is that when you reflect on children leaving their parents' home, right, without that guidance, you know, when you are home you are more so covered by your parents. You know, you have to abide with their rules, but when you go outside, you know, if you, for instance, you know your God, so you know what is your responsibility. But for those who are in the secular world, right, when they come out of that covering over their parents and they go outside and they meet and see so many things of the world, it's easily to be led astray.
Exactly.
Right? I know I asked you just now to give advice, but what do you think is the greatest downfall for young people when you come out of that covering over your God or your parents, and you go out and you meet other influence, right? And they fall by the wayside. What do you think is really, you know, causes that to happen?
Honestly, what causes it to happen, I think, is not having that support system with you, like knowing you're by yourself and you will look, like search other places for comfort, you know, to make you feel like wanted or at home because you're there by yourself and you have no one. But like I said, you need to be careful, you need to go to God, you know, talk to your family on Skype, you know, every day, let them be there for you and comfort you, you know. So I think, yeah.
A subject that a lot of us try to stay away from, and we're hearing it more and more, is that drugs and cheating in sports. You know, sometimes you so want to hold on to your position or to maintain a level of superiority on the team that you don't want to put in the training, and you might hear somebody say, well, use so-and-so, it gives you, you know, more energy. You know, have you ever come across anything like that where, you know, they tell you, well, I could drink this or I could use this, you know, to give you more energy, you know, in sport?
No, I haven't come across any of that as yet, but I really don't condone it. Work hard for what you want because nothing comes easy. At the end of the day, it's going to come back around, and, you know, so just work hard. Like, don't take it the easy way. Hard work really pays off, and you will really see the result after.
So many things that you have accomplished in your short career. I'm sure that there are a number of people that, given the opportunity, you would like to, you know, say thank you to. Who are some of those people who have really, you know, played that critical role in your life, you know, to bring you to the point where you are today?
Firstly, God, of course. My mom, my grandparents, Mr. Honoré. He has always been
That's
there.
the man who have created
yes, he is the one that have created the miracle. Crystal, of course, for seeing me, and, you know, she could have said, you know, she looking like somebody who could take my position, you know. You know what, let me do help her. And she helped me, you know. Panchi, my national team coach, and of course my teammates, because they were always there to motivate me and help me when, you know, I'm down. Like, Sinead, come on, you could do it, you know. Yeah, so those are the people that I really want to thank.
Well, Sinead, I just want to say, on behalf of myself and Acts 25, I want to take this opportunity to wish you a successful 2016 season, and we hope that God will continue to protect you, more so keep you injury-free, so you can, you know, enjoy the sport. And we want to wish you a pleasant New Year.
Thank you, same to you.
And we hope to see you creating, not create actually, but becoming what you want to become, the best middle blocker and the best volleyball player. I mean, and from where you started and how you have excelled, I am sure that the sky is the limit for you.
Thank you very
so again,
much.
On behalf of Acts 25 and myself, all the best to you, and we hope to see you when you return.
Thank you very much.
Well, we have come to the end of the final edition of Scoreboard here on Acts 25 for the year 2015. We were speaking to Sinead Jack, Trinidad Tobago international professional volleyball player. We want to thank her for coming and spending this time with us, and also you, the viewers who have supported this program for the year, we want to thank you very much. We want to say Happy New Year, a safe New Year more so, and we pray that things change for the better. So, on behalf of myself, the staff here at Access Network, and the producers of this program, we want to say all the best